Welcome to our Explain Everything.
Wicka wicka! We are going to talk about cellular respiration. In cellular respiration, it has 4 stages.
These are the 4 stages of cellular respiration.
Wicka wicka!
First is glycolysis. Next is pyruvate oxidation. Third is Krebs cycle. And finally, there's the electron transfer chain.
Together, these stages of cellular respiration worked to create this equation. Glucose plus oxygen create CO2 and H2O.
Wicka 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 wicka. The first stage is glycolysis.
Wicka wicka! This is the whole process of glycolysis. Look how long that is.
Let's break it down.
Wicka wicka wicka! The process of glycolysis breaks down one glucose molecule into 2 molecules of pyruvate. In the beginning, God created the... I'm just kidding. In the beginning of glycolysis,
ATP phosphorylates glucose to glucose 6-phosphate.
next, glucose 6-phosphate gets rearranged into fructose 6-phosphate. And then, after that, ATP phosphorylates the fructose 6-phosphate and changes it to fructose 1,6-biphosphate by adding another phosphate group. Wicka wicka wicka!
The backbone then splits apart to form glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and dihydroxyacetone phosphate, which is converted into G3P.
As well.
The formation of these 2 molecules marks the start of the energy-releasing steps of glycolysis.
Wow! Each G3P gives up 1 hydrogen and 2 electrons to NAD+, reducing it to form NADH.
At the same time, the G3P combines with inorganic phosphate, resulting in an unstable molecule called 1,3-biphosphoglycerate.
1,3-bisphosphoglycerate, aka BPG, readily gives up a phosphate group to ADP, right here. That results in a molecule of 3PG, right there. It's wacky stuff.
Then the molecule of 3PG rearranges to a different isomer of 2-phosphoglycerate, or 2PG. 2PG gives up 1 proton and 1 hydroxide ion, which combine to form water. The resulting molecule is phosphophenylpyruvate, or PEP for short.
Whoop! Whoop! This molecule, PEP, is very unstable and breaks down, releasing enough energy to transfer 1 phosphate group to ADP, forming another molecule of ATP. This produces a net total of 2 molecules of ATP, 1 for each PEP. At this point, the original glucose molecule has been broken down to 2 pyruvate molecules, each with a 3-carbon backbone.
So, after everything is done, glycolysis produces 2 NADH, 2 ATP, and 2 pyruvate molecules for each molecule of glucose.
2, baby! On the second day, God created the sky. Just kidding. Second stage of cellular respiration. Let's go, baby.
The second stage in cell respiration is pyruvate oxidation. Pyruvate molecules enter the matrix of the mitochondria with the help of a membrane carrier to pass through the outer and inner mitochondrial membranes. CoA attaches to the acetyl group of the pyruvate molecule, which enables it to be oxidized, while NAD+ is reduced to become NADH.
Oh. On the third day, God created the land and the oceans and all the plants. You know what? This joke's kind of old. Stage 3 of cellular respiration. The Krebs Cycle. Yeah. The third stage in cellular respiration, the Krebs Cycle, is a cyclical series of 8 reactions in order to transfer energy from organic molecules into usable forms for the cell, such as ATP, NADH, FADH2, while all at the same time releasing CO2 as a waste product. Citrate is then rearranged into isocitrate. Yeah.
Then the isocitrate is converted to alpha ketoglutarate by losing a CO2 and 2 hydrogen atoms that reduce NAD+ to NADH.
Alpha ketoglutarate is converted to succinyl-CoA. CO2 is removed, coenzyme A is added, and 2 hydrogen atoms reduce NAD+ to NADH. Wicka wicka!
Succinyl-CoA is converted to succinate. ATP is formed by substrate-level phosphorylation, and coenzyme A is released.
Succinate is converted to fumarate, or fumarate. 2 hydrogen atoms reduce FAD to FADH2. Alright.
Fumarate is converted to malate.
Malate is converted to oxaloacetate. 2 hydrogen atoms reduce yet another NAD+ to NADH. The Krebs cycle produces 6 NADH, 2 ATP, and 2 FADH2. Why'd I draw an F? It should be a 2. I can't believe I wrote an F.
You suck.
Hi, I'm Aaron, and I'm here to bring you the electrons transport chain. Here we go. Just kidding, we need a little more enthusiasm than that. Let's go! Kids.
Like the last 2 stages, electron transport chain also takes place in the mitochondria and is made up of 7 major components.
Complex 1 is Nadh dehydrogenase.
Then there are 2 mobile electron carriers, ubiquinone and cytochrome. The proteins in the transport chain are set up in order of increasing electronegativity. Therefore, the first component, Nadh dehydrogenase, has a very weak electron acceptor. And then, if you go all the way to the cytochrome oxidase, There's a strong electron acceptor. The electrons, or energy, are passed from one component to the next along the membrane. FADH2 works the same, but it starts at complex 2, succinate dehydrogenase. Since electrons from FADH2 pass through fewer electron carriers, it makes less ATP. Each molecule of NADH produces 3 ATP and 3 hydrogen. Each molecule of FADH2 makes 2 ATP and 2 hydrogen.
When two electrons leave cytochrome oxidase, they combine with oxygen. Or is it the force that combines them? To form H2O.
Clever.
But what is the goal of this, you might ask?
Well, Aaron, it is to create an electrochemical gradient to power ATP synthesis.
What? Now it's time for chemiosis. Chemiosmosis, I mean.
Aaron can't pronounce. Positive hydrogen ions are now forced through a special enzyme called ATP synthase, which is embedded in the inner membrane of the mitochondria.
The hydrogen ions flow from the intermembrane space into the matrix.
This flow provides energy to make a bond between ADP and inorganic phosphate.
This is how ATP is made via oxidative phosphorylation.
So, in stage 1, 2 NADH are made and 6 ATP.
In stage 2, 2 NADH are made and 6 ATP. In stage 3, there are 6 NADH, 2 FADH2, and 18 plus 4 ATP for a total of
38 ATP.
And that's cellular respiration. Radical! The end.